37 Customs and Traditions, Part 2 of 3. 11. The white flag of truce, a universal symbol of peace and parley. Alright, team, let's talk about a symbol that transcends borders and speaks a language understood by all soldiers, the white flag of truce. This isn't just a piece of cloth. It's a beacon of hope in the midst of conflict, a temporary pause in the chaos of war, a moment of respite amidst the storm. Imagine this, a battlefield filled with smoke and gunfire, the air thick with tension. Suddenly, a white flag emerges from the enemy lines. It's a signal that one side wants to talk, to negotiate, to find a peaceful solution. It's a moment of respite amidst the storm, a chance to save lives and prevent further bloodshed. The white flag has been used for centuries as a symbol of surrender or request for parley. Think of the ancient Greeks, who used a white flag to indicate a desire to negotiate terms of peace during their many conflicts. Or the Native American tribes, who used white feathers or animal skins to signal their peaceful intentions. A universal language of hope. In modern warfare, the white flag is recognized by international law as a symbol of truce. It's a way for opposing forces to communicate without resorting to violence, a chance to find common ground and explore peaceful solutions. Think of the Korean War, where a white flag was used to initiate talks that eventually led to a ceasefire. Or the Vietnam War, where a white flag was used to facilitate the release of prisoners of war. A symbol of respect and humanity, the white flag is more than just a tactical tool. It's a symbol of respect for human life, a recognition that even in war, there are limits to violence. It's a reminder that behind every uniform, there is a human being with hopes, dreams, and fears. So, the next time you see a white flag, remember that it represents a chance for peace, a glimmer of hope in the darkest of times. It's a reminder that even in the midst of conflict, we must never lose sight of our shared humanity. 12. Courtesy of the post, extending a warm welcome to visiting officers. Let's now talk about a tradition that's all about hospitality and camaraderie. Courtesy of the post. This is a special privilege extended to officers visiting a military base, a way to make them feel welcome and part of the community. A guest of honor, a member of the family. Imagine this, you're an officer visiting a new base, far from home. The commanding officer greets you warmly, offers you a place to stay, and even invites you to join them, the officers' club. It's a gesture of goodwill, a way to foster a sense of belonging and connection. Courtesy of the post, more than just perks. In the modern military, courtesy of the post isn't just about offering a comfortable stay. It's about fostering a sense of community and camaraderie among officers from different units and backgrounds. It's a way to share knowledge, exchange ideas, and build lasting friendships. This tradition can include access to the officers' club, where officers can relax, socialize, and enjoy a meal together. It can also involve invitations to special events like military balls or sporting competitions. The goal is to make the visiting officer feel like they're not just a guest, but a valued member of the community. A tradition of hospitality and respect. Courtesy of the post isn't just about perks and privileges. It's about showing respect and appreciation for our fellow officers. It's a way to honor their service, acknowledge their expertise, and strengthen the bonds that unite us as a military family. So, the next time you encounter a visiting officer, remember the tradition of courtesy of the post. Extend a warm welcome, offer your assistance, and make them feel at home. It's a small gesture that can go a long way in building trust, fostering cooperation, and strengthening the esprit de corps within our armed forces. 13. Farewell tendered to a departing officer, a fond farewell, a toast to new beginnings. Alright team, let's talk about another tradition that celebrates camaraderie and marks important transitions, the farewell tendered to a departing officer. This isn't just a goodbye party. It's a way to honor the officer's service, acknowledge their contributions, and wish them well on their next adventure. A celebration of service and friendship. Imagine this, a gathering of officers and their families, laughter filling the air, and heartfelt toasts being raised to the departing officer. It's a bittersweet moment, filled with both sadness and excitement. Think of the Japanese samurai, who would often exchange gifts and share a final meal with their comrades before embarking on a dangerous mission. It was a way to express their appreciation and wish each other luck. In the modern military, farewells for departing officers can take many forms. It might be a formal reception with speeches and presentations, a casual happy hour at the officers' club, or even a simple get-together at someone's home. The goal is to create a warm and supportive atmosphere where everyone can express their gratitude and well wishes. More than just a party. But these farewells are more than just social gatherings. They're a way to acknowledge the departing officers' contributions to the unit, their leadership, and their friendship. It's a chance to share memories, exchange stories, and strengthen the bonds that unite us as a military family. Think of the British tradition of the dining out, where officers gather for a formal dinner, filled with speeches, toasts, and even a bit of playful roasting. It's a way to celebrate camaraderie and send off a departing officer in style. A fond farewell, a new beginning. Saying goodbye is never easy, but these farewells help us to do so with grace and appreciation. They remind us that while individual assignments may end, the friendships and bonds we forge in the military last a lifetime. So, the next time you have the opportunity to attend a farewell for a departing officer, raise a glass to their service, their friendship, and their new beginnings. It's a tradition that honors our past, celebrates our present, and looks forward to the future. 14. Trumpet and bugle calls, a soundtrack to military life. Let's discuss another aspect of military tradition that might seem small but plays a big role. Trumpet and bugle calls. These aren't just random melodies. They're signals that guide our daily routines, boost morale, and even add a touch of excitement to our lives. Musical signals with a rich history. Think of trumpet and bugle calls as the soundtrack to military life. Each call has a specific meaning, a message that resonates across the ranks. It's a language that has been used for centuries to communicate orders, convey information, and even stir emotions. Remember the Napoleonic Wars? The bugle call charge sent shivers down the spines of enemy soldiers as French cavalrymen thundered towards them. Or think of the American Civil War, where buglers played taps to honor fallen comrades and signal the end of the day. Bugle calls, more than just noise. Today, trumpet and bugle calls are still used in the military, albeit with some modern updates. They serve as wake-up calls, meal announcements, signals for formations, and even tributes to fallen heroes. Think of reveille, the morning call that signals the start of the day and the raising of the flag. Or mess call, the cheerful tune that tells us it's time to chow down. These calls are more than just noise. They're part of the rhythm of military life, a symphony of tradition and discipline. Even in our high-tech world, the sound of a trumpet or bugle still holds a special power. It evokes a sense of tradition, discipline, and camaraderie. It's a reminder that we're part of something bigger than ourselves, a team with a shared purpose. So, the next time you hear a bugle call, take a moment to appreciate its history and significance. It's more than just a sound. It's a message that resonates across time and space, connecting us to the generations of soldiers who came before us. 15. Ceremony tendered to a retiree, a salute to dedication and service. All right, team, let's talk about a special ceremony that honors the culmination of a military career, the ceremony tendered to a retiree. This isn't just a farewell. It's a celebration of a lifetime of dedication, sacrifice, and service to the armed forces of the Philippines. A tribute to a lifelong commitment. Imagine this, a parade ground filled with soldiers standing at attention, a retiree marching proudly in their dress uniform, and a heartfelt ceremony filled with speeches, awards, and well wishes. It's a moment of pride, reflection, and gratitude. Think of the Japanese samurai, who would often hold a special ceremony for retiring warriors, honoring their accomplishments and wishing them well in their new life. It was a way to acknowledge their contributions to society and ensure their legacy lived on. In the Philippine military, retirement ceremonies are a way to recognize the retirees' long and faithful service. It's a chance to highlight their achievements, express our gratitude for their dedication, and wish them a happy and fulfilling retirement. More than just a goodbye. But these ceremonies are more than just a way to say goodbye. They're a way to celebrate the retirees' accomplishments, acknowledge their sacrifices, and honor the impact they've had on their unit and the military as a whole. A celebration of legacy. Retirement ceremonies are also a way to inspire the next generation of soldiers. They show us what's possible with hard work, dedication, and a commitment to service. They remind us that the military is not just a job, but a calling. So, the next time you have the opportunity to attend a retirement ceremony, take a moment to reflect on the retiree's legacy. Honor their service, celebrate their achievements, and let their example inspire you to reach your full potential as a soldier. Remember, a military career is a journey filled with challenges, sacrifices, and rewards. Retirement ceremonies are a way to acknowledge the sacrifices made and celebrate the legacy that each retiree leaves behind. 16. Courtesy calls, making a good impression in the military world. All right, team, let's talk about an important aspect of military etiquette: courtesy calls. These aren't just casual drop-ins. They're formal visits that help build relationships, show respect, and maintain a professional network. What are court cycles? Think of courtesy calls as a military version of networking. They're a way for officers to introduce themselves, express gratitude, and show respect to their superiors and colleagues. Just like the samurai of feudal Japan, who would exchange formal visits. To maintain alliances and show respect, courtesy calls are an essential part of military culture. Different types of court cycles. 1. Reporting for duty. When an officer is assigned to a new unit or returns from a temporary assignment, it's customary to make a courtesy call on their commanding officer. It's like a new knight presenting themselves to their liege lord, a way to formally announce their arrival and express their eagerness to serve. 2. Overseas missions and foreign schooling. Officers returning from overseas missions or foreign schooling often make courtesy calls on their superiors, including the Chief of Staff and the Secretary of National Defense. This is a way to show respect for the chain of command and to brief them on their experiences abroad. 3. Assuming or leaving command. When an officer takes on a new command position or leaves their current one, they usually make courtesy calls on their immediate commanders and other relevant leaders. This is like a changing of the guard ceremony, a formal way to acknowledge the transition of authority. 4. Promotions. Newly promoted officers often make courtesy calls on their superiors, sometimes in groups of the same rank. It's a way to express gratitude for the promotion and to reaffirm their commitment to service. When duty calls, busy schedules and good intentions. Now, sometimes senior officers might be too busy to receive every courtesy call, but that's okay. The important thing is to show your respect and good intentions by making the effort to schedule a visit. It's like the ancient Chinese practice of exchanging gifts during diplomatic visits. The gesture itself is often more important than the actual gift. So, as you progress in your military career, remember the importance of courtesy calls. They're not just formalities. They're opportunities to build relationships, show respect, and make a positive impression on your superiors and colleagues. 17. Calls of newly promoted generals, flag officers, reaching new heights in the military hierarchy. Let's talk about a special type of courtesy call that marks a significant milestone in an officer's career: the call of newly promoted generals or flag officers. This isn't just a routine visit. It's a way to acknowledge their achievement, congratulate them on their new rank, and reaffirm their commitment to service. A step up in the chain of command. Imagine this: an officer, freshly promoted to the rank of general or flag officer, standing proudly before their superiors, having just taken their oath of office. This is a moment of pride, accomplishment, and a renewed sense of responsibility. Arrival and departure honors, a ceremony of recognition. These calls are often accompanied by arrival and departure honors, a military tradition that adds a touch of formality and grandeur to the occasion. In the Philippine military, arrival and departure honors might include a military band playing, a formation of soldiers saluting, and even a red carpet rolled out for the visiting officer. It's a way to visually demonstrate the importance of the occasion and the respect accorded to the newly promoted general or flag officer. A symbol of leadership and responsibility. The call of newly promoted generals or flag officers isn't just about pomp and circumstance. It's a symbolic act that represents the responsibility and leadership that come with high rank. It's a reminder that as officers climb the ladder of success, their commitment to service and their duty to the nation become even greater. 18. New Year's call on the commanding officer, a fresh start or renewed commitment. All right, Folks, let's talk about a tradition that combines celebration and formality. The New Year's call on the commanding officer. This isn't just a casual Happy New Year greeting. It's a formal visit that marks a fresh start and a renewed commitment to service. A tradition of renewal and respect. The New Year's call is a way for military personnel to reflect on the past year's accomplishments, challenges, and lessons learned. It's a chance to start the new year with a renewed sense of purpose and a commitment to excellence. A sign of respect and loyalty. The New Year's call is also a way to show respect for the chain of command and to reinforce the bonds of camaraderie within the unit. It's a gesture that says, we're a team, and we're in this together. This tradition is deeply ingrained in the armed forces of the Philippines. It's an invariable custom, meaning it's expected and upheld throughout the entire organization. 19. Happy hour. Blowing off steam, camaraderie, and a dash of etiquette. All right, team, let's lighten things up a bit and talk about a more modern military tradition, happy hour. This isn't just about grabbing a drink. It's a chance to unwind, connect with your fellow officers, and even navigate some workplace conversations in a relaxed setting. A modern twist on ancient traditions. Think of happy hour as a military version of the Roman Saturnalia, a festival where social norms relaxed and people could let loose and have fun. In the military, happy hour is a time to distress, share stories, and build camaraderie after a long week of duty. The rules of engagement for happy hour. Now, even though it's a casual gathering, there are still some rules of engagement to keep in mind. 1. Keep it professional. Remember, you're still representing the armed forces of the Philippines. So keep your behavior and language appropriate. Think of the British Royal Navy's tradition of taut time, where sailors were given a daily ration of rum. Even though it was a way to boost morale, strict rules were in place to ensure discipline and prevent excessive drinking. 2. Respect your limits. Enjoy yourself, but don't overdo it. Know your limits and drink responsibly. 3. Foster camaraderie. Happy hour is a great opportunity to connect with your fellow officers, share stories, and build relationships. Think of the Gurkha tradition of sharing a communal meal after a hard day's work. It's a way to bond and create a sense of community. 4. Keep it light. Happy hour is a time for light-hearted conversation and fun. Avoid discussing sensitive topics or airing major grievances. Save those conversations for a more formal setting. 20. Military weddings, a blend of tradition and personal touch. Hey folks, let's switch gears and talk about a joyous occasion that's often celebrated with a unique military twist. Weddings. Military weddings aren't just about exchanging vows. They're a blend of tradition, symbolism, and personal touches that honor the couple's service to their country. A union of hearts and honor. Imagine this, a bride and groom in their dress uniforms, a sword arch formed by their fellow soldiers, and a ceremony that pays tribute to their commitment to each other and their nation. It's a beautiful sight that captures the essence of military life. Military weddings are often steeped in tradition, with elements like the saber arch, where the couple walks under crossed swords, the wearing of military dress uniforms, and even the inclusion of patriotic music or readings. Think of the British royal weddings, where members of the military play a prominent role in the ceremony, adding a touch of pomp and circumstance to the occasion. A personal touch. But while tradition is important, military weddings also allow for personal touches that reflect the couple's individual tastes and preferences. Think of the U.S. Navy tradition of the groom cutting the cake with his sword, or the Philippine tradition of having a military band play during the reception. Chaplains of different faiths can also incorporate their own unique rituals and customs into the ceremony, adding a spiritual dimension that resonates with the couple's beliefs. A celebration of love and service. Military weddings are a celebration of love, commitment, and the unique bond that exists between those who serve their country. They're a reminder that even amidst the challenges and sacrifices of military life, there is always room for joy, celebration, and the pursuit of happiness. So, the next time you attend a military wedding, take a moment to appreciate the blend of tradition and personal touch that makes it so special. It's a celebration of love, honor, and the shared commitment to service that unites us as a military family.